You walk into a room full of people, and despite the crowd, all eyes seem to naturally gravitate toward you. The moment you step in, the entire atmosphere shifts. It's not because you demanded attention or tried to impress anyone, it's because you own the room. You don't need permission to take up space, you simply do it. And here's the kicker, you don't even have to say a word. This is the power of dangerous confidence, the kind that doesn't come from pretending to be someone you're not, but from a deep, unwavering certainty about who you are. It's the type of confidence that's not loud or flashy, but quietly commanding. It's a confidence that makes people feel your presence, even without you having to utter a sound. So how do you achieve this kind of confidence? How do you stop waiting for the perfect moment and instead just become the moment? That's what we're going to explore today. This isn't about motivational fluff or temporary self-help. We're talking about true transformation, creating the kind of confidence that makes you a force no one can ignore. This isn't about seeking validation from others. It's about shaping your world on your own terms. So buckle up, because by the end of this video, you'll understand how to build a power and confidence that will make you untouchable. Trust me, once you start applying these principles, your life will never be the same. Right now, someone who may be less capable than you is probably moving ahead in life. Why? Because they walk into rooms with unshakable confidence. They don't hesitate, second-guess themselves, or overthink. Their certainty is obvious, and the world sees it. People respond to that. Meanwhile, you find yourself trapped in a loop of doubt, questioning every decision you make. You wonder if you're saying the right thing, or if you're acting in the best way. You're constantly waiting for the perfect moment to act. But here's the problem while you wait. Someone else seizes the opportunity. Here's the truth. The world doesn't care how smart or talented you are. It cares about how confident you are in your ability to deliver. It's not about being the best. It's about being the one who acts without hesitation. Now, I want to challenge a common misconception. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's a skill, something you can learn and cultivate. Like any skill, it takes time and practice. The issue is that most people never take the time to develop it. They wait for the perfect moment to feel ready. But that's the trap. Confidence isn't something that shows up when everything is lined up perfectly. Confidence is something you create by taking action. You can't wait for confidence to come to you. It won't just appear when you feel ready. You have to act. Every single time you push through your hesitation and act with purpose, you're strengthening your confidence. It's a muscle that grows with use. And once you start building that muscle, it becomes a natural part of who you are. So how do you start building this kind of confidence? It starts with a shift in your mindset. Instead of waiting for permission or seeking approval, you take ownership. You own your space, your voice, your decisions. You walk into a room as if it was already yours, as if everyone else should adjust to you, not the other way around. This shift also requires you to master your inner world. Confidence isn't just about how you appear on the outside, it's about how you feel on the inside. The voice that whispers in your head, telling you that you're not enough, that you shouldn't speak up, that you don't belong, that's the enemy. And the sooner you shut it down, the better. To do that, you have to challenge your insecurities head-on. Every time you hesitate, you challenge yourself to act anyway. Every time you feel small, you force yourself to take up more space. Confidence is not about pretending you're someone else. It's about amplifying the best version of yourself. This might sound difficult at first, but it's not. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Confidence isn't a trait you're born with, but it's a skill you can master with time, effort, and intentionality. Start with small actions. Stop waiting for the perfect time to do something and just act. As you do, your confidence will grow. At the end of the day, confidence is the foundation of everything. It's the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It's the difference between sitting on the sidelines and stepping into the game. If you're tired of waiting, tired of second-guessing yourself, and ready to become the kind of person who walks into any room and owns it, then it's time to start building your confidence. Stop waiting for validation. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Start acting, start moving, and start owning your space. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. And once you've mastered the art of confidence, everything in your life will start to change. You'll no longer be the one waiting for the moment, you'll be the one creating it. The truth is, once you build real confidence, you stop waiting for opportunities. Instead, you become the one who creates them. And when you reach that point, nothing will ever be the same again. To develop the kind of unwavering confidence that commands respect, the first step is a complete shift in mindset. It's about embracing who you truly are, not pretending to be someone else. This transformation involves seeing yourself as a ruler, not a servant. And while this may sound like a dramatic shift, it is exactly what you need to break free from the chains of self-doubt and hesitation. From the moment you were born, society began teaching you how to behave. You were told to ask for permission, to shrink in certain situations, and to be cautious not to offend. These teachings were embedded into your psyche as you were conditioned to seek approval. From childhood, you were taught to be polite, to apologize for existing, and to stay within the lines. This is the servant mentality, the constant voice inside you that tells you to hold back, to wait, to second-guess your decisions. It tells you that it's safer to be small, to blend in, and to avoid standing out. But this servant mentality doesn't just hold you back. It keeps you from reaching your full potential. The more you follow this voice, the more you perpetuate a cycle of mediocrity. You become trapped in a pattern of hesitation, second-guessing yourself and waiting for permission to act, all while the world around you moves forward. Here's the thing you need to understand: the servant voice is not you. It is a learned behavior that has been ingrained in you by societal expectations. It's a voice that tries to keep you small, comfortable, and invisible. But it's time to silence it. If you want to step into your true power, you have to get rid of the doubts, fears, and insecurities that keep you in this self-limiting cycle. This is where the transformation happens. When you silence the servant voice, you make room for the ruler inside of you to emerge. A ruler doesn't ask for permission to take space, to speak, or to lead. A ruler understands their worth and owns their presence. They don't hesitate to make decisions, and they don't second-guess themselves. Their actions are decisive, and they carry weight. To become a ruler, you have to stop looking for approval. It's not about being liked or accepted by others. It's about embracing your own value and standing in it fully. You stop shrinking to fit in with others' expectations. Instead, you stand tall and let the world adapt it to you. People will naturally be drawn to you, not because you seek their approval, but because you radiate confidence and certainty. This isn't about arrogance or an inflated sense of self. It's about recognizing that you have value, that your voice matters, and that your decisions can shape the world around you. The ruler mindset is about creating space for yourself and stepping into it unapologetically. You begin to walk through life with a quiet confidence that doesn't require validation, but commands respect simply because you believe in yourself. The transformation to a ruler requires you to take full ownership of your actions, your decisions, and your life. This involves moving beyond hesitation and the constant need for approval. The ruler doesn't sit back and wait for the right moment, they make the moment right. When faced with uncertainty, a ruler takes decisive action, confident that even if the outcome isn't perfect, they can handle it and adapt. Overcoming the servant mentality and stepping into the ruler's mindset isn't an overnight process. It requires consistency, self-awareness, and a deep belief in your ability to create your own destiny. You'll have to challenge the voice inside that says, wait or don't do it, and instead replace it with a voice that says, this is my moment, and I'm going to take it. As you adopt the mindset of a ruler, your confidence will begin to grow. Your decisions will feel easier to make because you'll trust yourself more. You'll stop questioning your ability to act and instead act with purpose and clarity. This will allow you to take control of situations rather than being passive in them. People will notice this shift in you. The way you carry yourself will change. No longer will you be the one looking for permission or approval. Instead, you'll stand in your power, knowing that you deserve the space you occupy. You won't apologize for taking up space because you recognize that your presence, your thoughts, and your actions matter. As you continue to step into this new identity, you'll notice that opportunities begin to open up. You'll find yourself making decisions with greater ease, and those around you will begin to respect your authority and vision. This doesn't mean that everything will always go smoothly. There will still be challenges and obstacles along the way. But the difference now is that you will face them with a sense of certainty, knowing that you have the power to navigate any situation that comes your way. Eventually, you'll stop doubting your ability to lead. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment or for others to recognize your value, you'll know your worth inherently. You'll no longer ask for permission to take your place in the world. You will claim that place with confidence, and the world will adjust to your presence. You will no longer be a passive observer, but an active participant in shaping your life. The transformation from servant to ruler is not about dominating others. It's about mastering yourself. It's about owning your decisions, your actions, and your presence. As you continue to develop this ruler mindset, you'll notice a shift in how others perceive you. People will no longer see you as someone they can walk over or manipulate. They'll see you as someone who is certain of themselves, someone who is in control, and someone who demands respect not because they are forceful, but because their presence alone is enough. This is the power of becoming a ruler in your own life. It's the ability to shape your world on your terms, not waiting for external validation, but trusting in your ability to make decisions and take action with purpose and certainty. The ruler does not ask for permission. The ruler creates their own path and walks it with confidence. When you embrace this transformation, you will no longer live a life of hesitation or self-doubt. Instead, you will stand tall, make decisions with authority, and take control of the direction of your life. By silencing the servant mentality and stepping into your true role as a ruler, you unlock a level of confidence that is unshakable. You will begin to command your life with the power and certainty of someone who knows they were always meant to lead. Machiavelli, one of history's most influential political thinkers, had an uncanny understanding of power dynamics. He understood that the ability to remain silent, when wielded properly, is one of the most potent tools for control and influence. In a world where people are quick to assert themselves through words, silence remains a paradoxical yet powerful asset. Most people believe that to dominate a conversation or command attention, they must speak the most. The more words you use, the more you assert yourself. Right? However, this is where they make a mistake. When you speak too much, you become predictable. You reveal too much about yourself, your thoughts, and your intentions. The more you talk, the less enigmatic you become. And this predictability makes you easier to manipulate, to read, and to challenge. Silence, on the other hand, works in a completely different way. It is the ultimate form of mystery and power. When you choose not to speak, you don't give away any information about your next move. You don't reveal your thoughts or intentions. People are left wondering, what is on your mind? What are you thinking? Why are you so composed? This mystery creates an air of power. It forces people to fill in the blanks, often with their assumptions and their insecurities. Silence positions you as a threat in a way that speaking could never do. It forces others to act with caution, to second-guess their words and actions. You hold the power to control the flow of conversation without even saying a word. This control is not about being loud or forceful. It's about being able to stand still, observe, and let your presence speak for itself. When you walk into a room, do not look for approval. Don't seek validation from others, whether it's through a glance, a smile, or a nod of recognition. Instead, adopt a mindset of observation. Absorb everything around you. Watch how people interact, how the energy shifts, and who holds the power. Move with intention, taking careful steps and actions that reflect your understanding of the situation. Every movement should feel calculated. Every word spoken should be deliberate and purposeful. The less you speak, the more power you exude. You don't need to dominate a conversation to assert your presence. Often, by saying less, people will listen more. You become a silent force in the room, and that silence becomes a magnetic force that commands attention. Power isn't about being heard, it's about making others feel your presence so intensely that they cannot help but notice you. The ability to be quiet, to be still, and to observe without being reactive is a skill few master. Most people, when faced with silence, try to fill it with words. The quiet person, however, stands out as a force who cannot be easily understood or manipulated. They allow silence to become their weapon, drawing others in, making them wonder what's beneath the surface. They don't need to explain themselves because their silence already speaks volumes. Most people fail to harness their true power because they let their emotions control them. The truth is that emotions can be both powerful and dangerous. If not managed properly, they can lead you into making rash decisions, reacting in ways that expose your vulnerabilities and losing control over situations. This is where most people falter. They react impulsively, allowing their emotions to dictate their responses. The key to true power is not about ignoring your emotions, but about mastering them. When someone insults you, the typical reaction is to defend yourself, to justify your actions, or to argue back. But this is precisely where you give away control. When you react emotionally, you make yourself vulnerable. You give the other person the power to provoke a response from you, which weakens your position. Instead of reacting defensively, the true powerful response is to simply observe. When someone insults you, don't rush to explain yourself or justify your actions. Take a step back and ask yourself, what are they really trying to achieve by insulting me? What are they hiding behind their words? Often, an insult is not truly about you, it's about the person delivering it. It's a reflection of their own insecurities or frustrations. The same principle applies to compliments. When someone praises you, don't let your ego swell. Don't get flattered or feel the need to explain how humble you are in response. Instead, take a step back and analyze the situation. Why are they complimenting you? What do they want from you? Compliments, like insults, are a form of emotional manipulation. By recognizing this, you can prevent them from controlling your emotional state. You become immune to external validation, and you stop reacting in a way that makes you emotionally manipulable. Emotions are real, and they are a natural part of being human. But they should never be your driving force. They should be tools, weapons you can use when necessary, but never the compass by which you navigate your life. Whether it's anger, frustration, fear, or doubt, these emotions are all raw energy. When you master this energy, you can channel it into something constructive. Anger can fuel your determination. Frustration can drive your persistence. Doubt can fuel your desire to improve. However, it's crucial that you learn not to let these emotions control you. If you let anger dictate your actions, you might make rash decisions. If you let fear drive you, you might miss opportunities. If you let frustration take over, you could give up prematurely. Instead, you must be the one who chooses when and how to use your emotions. When you learn to master your emotional responses, you become untouchable. You stop being reactive and start acting strategically. This control over your emotions is what sets powerful individuals apart from the rest. People who react emotionally are easily manipulated. They wear their feelings on their sleeves, making it easy for others to push their buttons. But when you master your emotions, you become an impenetrable force. People will no longer be able to manipulate or provoke you. You won't be shaken by insults, praise, or silence. You will move through life with a calm, composed demeanor, and this quiet confidence will make you far more powerful than anyone who allows their emotions to dictate their actions. When you stop being reactive and start being strategic, you become untouchable. No one can rattle you, no one can trigger you, and no one can manipulate you. You stop seeking validation from others, and instead, you trust in your own ability to navigate situations and control your emotions. This is where true power lies. Power is not about being loud or dominant. It's about remaining calm, in control, and unshaken in the face of external pressures. By rewriting your emotional response and mastering your feelings, you take back control of your life. And when you control your emotions, you control your world. Rejection is often seen as a personal attack. Most people experience it as a blow to their ego, a painful reminder that they were not good enough, that they were not wanted, or that they didn't measure up. But this perception of rejection is a fundamental misunderstanding of what it truly represents. Rejection is not an emotional defeat, it's data. Rejection provides you with clarity. It tells you exactly who doesn't value you, who doesn't respect you, and who isn't willing to invest in you. And that information, when viewed through the right lens, is a powerful tool. The moment someone rejects you, you are handed a clear message about their position in your life. Instead of reacting with frustration or disappointment, embrace this moment as an opportunity to gain critical insights. Understand that rejection is not a reflection of your worth, but a reflection of their inability to recognize it. It's essential to separate yourself emotionally from this process, as emotional attachment to rejection only weakens your position. The more you internalize rejection, the more control you give over your emotions to someone who hasn't earned it. The truth is that rejection is not about you. It's about them. It's about their inability to see your value. When you are rejected, the natural response for most people is to chase after validation. They try to explain themselves, apologize, or fight to be accepted. This is where they lose control. In the world of Machiavellian strategy, the correct response to rejection is not to pursue the approval of those who have already shown you their disregard. Instead, you must withdraw. Withdraw not out of spite, but out of a deep understanding that your absence is more powerful than your presence. When you leave, when you step back and create distance, people will begin to feel the void you leave behind. They'll start to realize what they've lost. In your absence, they will see your value more clearly. Often, it is only when someone is no longer in the picture that their true worth is recognized. But withdrawing doesn't mean you have to disappear or give up. Instead, you continue evolving, continuing to grow and develop into a stronger, more capable version of yourself. This is not about revenge. It's about control. Revenge is an emotional response, but control is strategic. Your absence is not about punishing someone, it's about maintaining your power. You're not chasing after them. You're using the opportunity of rejection to better yourself, to grow, and to allow time to do the rest. Eventually, the ones who rejected you will realize they've lost something valuable, and by then, you'll have evolved beyond their reach. This process of withdrawal and personal growth shifts the power dynamic. When you refuse to chase validation, when you allow people to experience the consequences of their actions, you reinforce your position of control. People will understand that you don't need them, you are self-sufficient. And when they come back, wanting to reconnect, you'll be in a much stronger position, able to decide how and when to engage on your terms. The most powerful move is not to react, but to evolve. To become someone who is indispensable, someone who doesn't need the approval of others to feel validated. The final transformation you must undergo is to stop needing validation altogether. When you reach this level of personal power, You no longer need to be understood, accepted, or validated by others. You are no longer seeking permission to exist or asking for approval to take action. You have become the kind of person who shapes the world around them, rather than bending to fit into someone else's expectations. Becoming untouchable is the ultimate goal. It means you are emotionally unshakable, impervious to manipulation, and unaffected by external pressures. This level of strength doesn't come from being louder, more aggressive, or trying to impress others with flashy displays of dominance. Instead, it comes from a place of profound self-assurance. You become unshakable because you have built an unyielding foundation within yourself. When you speak, people listen, not because of the force of your voice, but because of the weight behind your words. Your presence is commanding, and your actions carry the weight of someone who knows exactly who they are and what they stand for. This level of confidence isn't just about what you do in the moment. It's about how you consistently show up in the world. The moment you stop seeking approval from others is the moment you begin to command respect. You stop chasing after the fleeting validation of others, and instead, you start to make the rules, shape the decisions, and control the space around you. True confidence doesn't waver based on the opinions of others. It remains constant, rooted in the knowledge that you are enough, that you have everything you need within yourself to achieve your goals. You become the standard, and those around you either meet that standard or fall short. There is no need for validation because you've already given yourself permission to succeed. If you're ready to stop chasing approval, if you're ready to become the kind of person who cannot be ignored, who commands respect with every word and every action, then it's time to embrace this transformation. The journey begins with one simple step. Stop seeking validation from others. When you stop chasing approval, you'll find yourself rising above the crowd, creating your own path, and shaping your own future. Like this video. If you're done with seeking validation, subscribe to the channel for more strategies on becoming the person you were always meant to be. You weren't born to fit in. You were born to move the pieces, bend the room to your will, and leave a legacy that others will remember. Stop waiting for permission, start taking control, and watch the world change around you. Your power is waiting to be unlocked.